Now to Rockland County's first presidential visit in 50 years. People lined up early in Suffern today to see President Trump take the stage.
But there were protesters, too. They held up signs as they waited for the president to arrive. The visit today, part of a battle for the 17th Congressional District that includes all of Rockland and Putnam counties and parts of Westchester and Dutchess. It's a seat held by Congressman Mike Lawler.
We have team coverage. Marcia Kramer has political analysis. But we want to begin with Tony Aiello with what voters are saying.
Jessica, people are starting to filter out of the Eugene Levy Fieldhouse as this speech wraps up and the rally comes to an end. Opinion polls show high anxiety about the economy and relatively low approval rating for the president. The economy was the topic today, and while he did talk taxes and tariffs, he also gave a classic Trump performance. He calls it the weave, long riffs on topic after topic, voter ID, transgender issues, and lots of insulting of Democrats.
We're doing everything we can to bring New York back in bigger, better, stronger than ever before.
President Trump accentuating the positive during an address about the economy that felt like a campaign rally.
They are Democrats. You know why? Because their policies are dumb. They voted against the Trump accounts, which provide automatic contributions of $1,000 for every newborn child, so they end up being quite wealthy.
A supporting cast of New Yorkers, including Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick.
Let's go Knicks!
And Congressman Mike Lawler backing up the president.
We eliminated taxes on tips and overtime, resulting in a $3,350 tax cut for workers.
President Trump had no trouble drawing a crowd on short notice. 5,000 people asked for tickets to this event announced just 3 days ago. Mr. Trump won Rockland County in 2024, garnering far more votes than 2020 winner Joe Biden and more than Hillary Clinton when she won Rockland in 2016. At a grocery store in Pearl River, the economy definitely on the minds of shoppers grabbing supplies for the Memorial Day weekend. If you could talk to the president about the economy, what would you tell him?
Do better. I mean, just do better.
It's crazy. $5 for gas. You know, come on. You know, and then this war with Iran and everything else. It's a disgrace.
How would you characterize the economy?
The economy is a little bit tough right now. It'll get better, and he will make it better.
President Trump originally planned to leave here and go to Bedminster, New Jersey for the weekend, but this afternoon that plan changed. He's now returning to the White House for the Memorial Day weekend. Jessica and Dick, I wonder if a Make America Great Again star was born today. Huge warm welcome for Jackson Dart, the Giants quarterback who introduced President Trump today, and President Trump mentioned him at least 15 times during his speech.
I mean, we know he loves an athlete. He loves a strong person. So, hey, who knows what the future could hold for Jackson. Tony, thank you.
All right, Tony, thanks. It wasn't all smooth sailing during President Trump's speech as numerous protesters interrupted his remarks. One woman shouted and raised a banner related to the war in Ukraine. Someone in the crowd eventually ripped the banner from her hands, and law enforcement moved in and removed her. Several other protesters had to be removed by authorities as well.
The last time a sitting president visited Rockland County was 50 years ago when Gerald Ford made a brief campaign stop back in 1976. Ford won Rockland with 51% of the vote in November that year, but lost New York State and the presidency to Jimmy Carter.
The president's visit to Rockland could be a political gamble for Lawler in a district that has 75,000 more Democrats than Republicans.
It's definitely a purple district. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has that part of a story. Marcia?
Well, Justin, Dick, to some it might seem that the strategy for Democrats seeking to unseat Mike Lawler is to tie him to President Trump, whose job approval rating has sunk to 37%, largely because of an unpopular war and the affordability crisis. But this is a complicated district, and experts say Democrats might want to tread lightly on the Trump issue.
This is a special district. You have a lot more registered Democrats, but you have law enforcement communities. You have moderate Democrats, conservative Democrats.
A warning to the Democrats salivating at the prospect of unseating Mike Lawler in their quest to flip control of the House in November. There are a lot of registered Democrats who find Lawler's positions appealing, but having the president on their home turf was just such a tantalizing target.
I think that what Rocklanders will see when the president comes is that they are paying more for gasoline. They are seeing their health care premiums double or even triple.
Every time time you look at gas prices, that is Trump's foreign policy hurting working people.
Even Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer got into the act.
New Yorkers are asking him, what's wrong with your priorities? We don't want a slush fund. We don't want a ballroom. We want our prices lower.
Some see the president's visit as a smart gamble for a congressman not afraid to disagree with his party, a man who fought Republican leaders to win increased tax write-offs for homeowners.
He's going to solidify that base, and we're going to see him pivot throughout the summer and the fall to get independents and Democrats over to support him in November.
The strategy appears to be bring the president into the district early enough so you're not seen as distancing yourself from the party leader, but also early enough for time to win crossover Democrats.
Timing is critical here. There is the matter of getting Mike Lawler some type of energy behind him at this point in time. Mike Lawler's going to want to kind of sidle himself up next to Trump on some things, but not everything.
Now, the president is also coming to Rockland on the heels of big wins in 6 states during the May 19th primaries. His endorsements helped defeat people like Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, who was a frequent Trump critic. Guys,
we'll have to see how it shakes out for Lawler.
Yep.
Thank you, Marcia.
Don't forget Marcia, The Point, 11:30 Sunday.
That's right.
Got to give her the plug, you know.
Got to watch it.
Best political show on television. Thank you, Marcia.